Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Tim Ead here. It is Monday, about 1:05. You know, strangely enough, in a sneaking sort of way, this year has passed by 1 second, 1 minute, 1 day at a time, and yet we're coming up on, slowly but surely, the halfway point of this year, 2017. And my message, consistent with other messages, is along these lines. A lot of us, yeah, we've all been guilty of it, focus at times, maybe in the past, maybe even in the present, on what we don't got, what we don't have a choice over. For example, you want to be more of something, you want to be less of something. Maybe you want to be taller, shorter, darker, lighter, slimmer, bigger, more articulate, more learned, more educated, a better speaker, a better listener. A lot of those things we don't have choices on. The tall part. Hey, I'm lucky, I'm 6'2". There's some people I know that are 6'10". If I was, I'd be playing some basketball. But if you're 6'2", or 5'2", or less than 5 feet, or over 7 feet, no, you don't have any choice of that. You can change a little bit with high heels, unless you're a guy. I guess you can do that too. But let's focus on what you do have control over. You do have control over, as we've discussed before, your thoughts and your attitude. Remember we talked about that? Two things. The only two things that you and I have control over in this life, your thoughts and your attitude. My thoughts, my attitude. No one can take those away from you. With that, a lot of us take our thoughts and tell us what we're not. We have something called an inner voice, that little voice inside our head. And right now you're saying, what are you talking about? I don't have a little voice inside of my head. That's the voice. That's the one. And that voice, sometimes maybe it's asking you if you're good enough. Maybe it's telling you you're not good enough. And you need to run that voice. That voice doesn't run you. The inner voice is your inner voice, but it's driven by your mind. And once again, your thoughts and your attitude drive it. The first step is being conscious about what that inner voice is saying. So if it asks, do I deserve the best? Do I deserve to be happy? Am I happy? Am I good enough? The answers are yes. And if you initially have something different than that, that's cool. But the first step is being aware of it. Sorry, a pop-up just came on my phone. Is being aware of it and being conscious of it, because then you can modify your habits and your behavior. And we'll talk about that a little bit more too, because our series of behaviors and our habits literally are what makes us. It makes us happiest or not, wealthier or not, powerful, free, independent or not. Whatever the opposite of all those things that you want are, you may be inviting them in. People talk about the law of attraction, but let's also talk about the law of thinking. Don't just think about where you want to go on vacation or what color shirt you want to wear. Think about where it is you want to go. Let your thoughts drive you, and let your thoughts drive your inner voice. So when you say, what is it that I want to do? And you say, whatever I want to do. So make the decision to make a decision today about where you want to go and drive your inner voice. This is my first broadcast in a very kind of a unique format. Tell me if you like it, more, less, the same than some of the other ones. In the meantime, I got to run, because I'll tell you what my thoughts are telling me is I've got big plans, big ambitions, and most importantly, big goals. Not to try to do, but to do. And I can't rely, and I won't rely on anyone or anything else to do that, and don't you either. Write them down and set off to doing them, and let your mind drive you. Let your inner voice say to you, I'm a badass. I am a freaking badass. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. That's why I'm thinking bigger thoughts than I thought last week, last month, last year, because I'm bigger than I was ever. I gotta run. Tim Ead.